In the criminal justice system, sexually based offenses are considered especially heinous. Sounds familiar, right? Well, we usually only think about these crimes happening in TV shows that are over in an hour and the bad guy always gets caught. But the reality is the investigations into these crimes can go on for a lot longer, if the crime even gets reported at all.
It's okay to speak out, to make it stop.
It may seem like we're seeing an increase in cases of sexual abuse in Tom Green County, and that may be right. Not necessarily because there are more predators, but veteran investigators with the Tom Green County Sheriff's Office tell me it's because more victims are coming forward.
Victims are more apt to outcry nowadays of all ages because of the education that's been generated.
Educational programs geared towards sex crimes are being taught in schools from elementary on up more often.
When they do that program, it teaches the kids to make outcries. It teaches the kids to not be victimized.
Education creates awareness, but it doesn't stop there. Law enforcement is uniting against this public enemy number one, who's left a trail of victims in cities large and small and people of all ages.
We've also had a lot of education on how to interview witnesses and how to interview victims to obtain the right outcry and obtain the right confessions from suspects.
What are some signs to look for in children being abused?
Children who become withdrawn, children who become over affectionate with a certain person. You see often just signs of emotional distress in them. That's a big factor. Of course, physical signs, any parent should be looking for physical signs. Rashes, bleeding, anything that's not normal to your child, you should look for and pay attention to. And once you see those type of signs, you need to start a dialogue with your child.
Those are the emotional and physical signs, but there are also other telltale clues.
Victims of different age range, especially the younger ones, that shouldn't know those type of things, shouldn't know what those body parts do whenever they're touching other body parts, or shouldn't know what it feels like, shouldn't be able to articulate those kinds of things, or be able to name certain things and certain acts. That's a big thing. That's a big thing you look for.
So if you see the signs, report it. If someone tells you about the abuse, report it. But there are some things you shouldn't do.
You react with belief. Not accusations. Don't minimize to the child or to the victim, regardless of their age. Compassion and empathy is the biggest thing I can tell you right there.
To victims watching now, Allwine has this message: keep yourself safe.
By keeping yourself safe, I mean to make an outcry, to tell somebody you trust, somebody you know, somebody you love, that you're being victimized, to understand that it's okay to speak out, to make it stop.
Reporting in St. Angelo, Sonora Scott, Fox News First.